The European Union today proposed removing tariffs on US imports. It's the first step in enacting the deal it struck with President Donald Trump last week. Includes lowering the 27.5% on autos to 15%. Radically changing trade policy has led to a shift for European business leaders. My next guest certainly is an expert on how to navigate murky waters. Paul Achleitner is the former chair of Deutsche Bank's Supervisory Board for many years. He thinks the next recession will likely be triggered by a political act. His latest, or his first book, congratulations, sir, on the book, Accelerate Your Experience. It's a fascinating way in which you've taken your experience of leadership and it's not and as you rightly say in the introduction, it's not a self-help book, but there are definite lessons to be learned that you think you can impart. What would be the most important?
So first of all, thank you, Richard, for having me. And I think one of the most important lessons that actually I'd like to avoid the word lesson, because those are observations that are meant to trigger reactions from the readers. I do not believe that you can transfer your experience because your experience is highly subjective and therefore people will react to the same situation differently. But what you can do is you can accelerate somebody else's experience. And maybe one of the more important observations to answer your question that I deal with in the book is what I call the illusion of satisfactory underperformance.
Now, as I read about
to explain,
well, no. As I read about that, and this is the idea that you're only benchmarking yourself against your own last best and against the other competition rather than one's forward potential. But is it possible, because where do you get the inward stamina, in a sense, to push further? Most people don't have it within them.
No, and most companies don't have it within them, and maybe some societies don't have it within them. I mean, listening to everything that you have discussed with your previous guest, I would argue that Europe and also Germany has lived in the illusion of satisfactory underperformance for quite a while, because we actually have not pushed ourselves hard enough to actually look at the inherent potential that exists.
This is fascinating at the moment because the European Union on tariffs seems to be giving up much ground. Germany, arguably under Chancellor Merz, is going to be re-energized, but the Union still looks for real leadership, which seems to be lacking.
Well, I think one needs to be a little bit careful. One other chapter or observation that I have is what I call the drug of charismatic leadership. Everybody loves to have a charismatic leader to follow, but in reality, that can be a very dangerous exercise. And leadership and effective leadership, in my view, actually requires structure. It requires systems, organizations, and not just one or two individuals. At the end of the day,
You'll be well familiar.
At the end of the day, which I like.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We have this very bad connection. At the end of the day, you'll be familiar with the Draghi report and Mario Draghi's view that Europe just really, putting it, I'm simplifying obviously, get your act together or you're going to lose out. Productivity needs to improve and Europe needs to become more impressive. Would you agree with him?
I totally agree with him. I think the only challenge is that what I call the power of excellent execution. I don't think we've got an issue with defining the problems. I don't think we have a problem in terms of analysis. I don't even think we have a problem in terms of recommendations. We got an issue of execution. And, as they say, execution eats strategy for breakfast. You can have all kinds of nice ideas. Unless you get this done, it's not going to happen.
So, what do we need to do?
Every one of us needs to see. This is the reason that I ended up writing this book. To be blunt, the reason for the book is actually James Corden, believe it or not. He doesn't know that, but I was in a private conference a while ago. And after a while, he challenged everybody in the room and he said, I can't believe you are all leaders. Why are you so negative? Why are you complaining to each other? Why don't you just get up and fix it? if you guys can't fix it, who can? So I recognize this was just after I stepped down from my active leadership roles. So I thought, if I can't actually do this directly, maybe I can help others to get moving.
We appreciate you being with us tonight. And, sir, we invite you to come back in the future when we have these thorny issues to discuss. Thank you for your time joining us on Crest Means Business.